Welcome to yet another. And this one is going to be played today and tomorrow because tomorrow is the HIA trade show and I'm not going to be here. I'll be there. Maybe we'll do something there. No, probably not. We're just going to replay this one. So you're all prepared to go? I hope so. So as you can see over there, if you can still register, it's HIA-LI.org. And it's free to attend if you register in advance. $10 if you're going to walk the floor or show up actually at the last minute and walk the floor. So don't do that. There's no reason to do it. You certainly can, register in advance and make that happen. I know they're down there today setting up. I am curious to see who is at booth number 127. That should be kind of interesting to find out who that is. I was looking to find out who it was that is there, and I have no idea who is there. But we'll find out tomorrow. I know TechWorks was there. I think it was 2018. So 19 it was online. 20 it was at one of the hotels. No, actually, the other way around. I'm not sure who was there in 19. 20 was at the online. 21 was at the hotel. 2022. We're live. Wow, we're live at the Suffolk Community College Brentwood campus. So they are live. It's not my thing. I just decided to, talk about it a little bit more so. As with many other events, kind of brings us back to a conversation I just had over here. It's like, focus of this thing. What is it? That's where that tomato talk comes in, right? Top of mind, whatever's top of mind. Advancing through obstacles. Well, what are those obstacles? And how do we turn obstacles into opportunities? Maybe that would be another little tagline, turning obstacles into opportunities. Yes, your tomato talk, that kind of thing. So here we go. So we've had a couple of different shows that we've attended, with them. It was online. That was different. I think for me, I truly enjoyed the online show. I might have been few that have. But I like the online world. I mean, obviously over here, I like that kind of thing. So we did it that one, and that one I had a booth. And what we did is we scheduled speakers, right? Very involved with the communication side of life. So we had the booth, scheduled speakers throughout the day. It was done through Zoom. Well, I was looking at it, it's like not what are the things we can't do, but what are the things we can do? Nobody had to travel. Well, if nobody has to travel, well, then I was able to invite people from around the world. And I did. It was people from California, out in Europe, Taiwan. I mean, it was great. People spoke. It was good. People participated. It was good. Had a really, really good time. And we scheduled a speaker at the top of each hour. And we invited people to attend. Had a good amount of people throughout the day attending. That was fine. How we did, whatever. I don't know how we did compared to everybody else. It doesn't make a difference. I was pleased with that one. And now the question is, attending this one here, opted not to go for a booth this year. Figured I'd help promote it, and do that kind of thing instead of a booth. And now I'm going there as an attendee. Well, many of you, I should say most of you are going there as attendees, considering there's a couple of hundred vendors and a couple of thousand attendees. So the vast majority are going as attendees. And the question is, what do you need to do to prepare yourself to go as an attendee, to make sure your day is worth the while as you attend this thing, to make sure that you are getting your time worth? There's no money involved here. But, given the fact that time is money and all the rest of that kind of stuff, it's like, are you ready to go? Are you prepared for this show? Now, it'll be a little bit different this year than last year because it'll be a little bit bigger. You go for an hour, you're not visiting everybody. You're not having a conversation with everybody. Absolutely not. What are you going to do? So here's what you can do. If you're only going to go for an hour, which I think is, whatever, somewhat of a waste of time doing that, unless you have somebody specific that you are going to see. And as you've noticed, and I'm sure you've gotten some of these emails as I have, is that a number of these companies that are participating have announced that they are at booth number whatever, and that, come visit them. Now you know that they're going to be there. That Facebook group page is another one. Should attend, should attend that. You could go on that. If you have a booth, post the booth. If you're going to go, post that you're going to go. Let your friends, business associates, referral partners, clients, whatever, know that you're going to be attending this thing and invite them down there. Meet with them. I'm 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 sure there's going to be some place in there where you can meet them. What I've been doing is that with a couple of folks, I've given my cell phone. It's easy enough. Told them to give me, send me a text. When they get there, we'll figure out a place to meet. So when I get there, I will go figure out a place that would be easy to meet with others. I know there's going to be speed networking. Not exactly sure exactly where on the floor that's going to be. So that would be a logical place to meet it. And then if they're a little late or early, whatever, there's going to be folks there that are very interested in networking in that specific spot. So there's always a conversation to be had with somebody someplace. So that's an obvious one. I don't know, maybe there'll be some food vendors there. That's another place to go, and meet somebody. Or if you have your favorite business that's there and you want to show some activity at their booth and they're okay with it, tell them to meet you at your business associate's booth at whatever time or when they get there. This way you show a little bit of activity at that place. So share a little love, as they say. Activity breeds activity. Without a doubt. It certainly does. So you got that aspect of it. But if you're just going to go and you're going to go for just a short period of time, one, figure out who's going to be there. Is it easy enough to do that? No, I haven't been able to find the directory online, and I don't know if they've provided that directory online. But when you do get there, last year, I don't know if they did it. I don't remember call actually if they did it last year. But in years past, you got the paper, and the paper showed the entire floor plan. So when you get there, get the paper, get the floor plan, and then go figure out bring your little markers with you, and in green, circle the ones that you definitely want to get to, and yellow, maybe so, and then kind of go from there. Or if you're going for a short period of time, that'll be that. So the greens are the definite ones that you want to stop by and say hello to. I'm sure by the time you get done with the green ones and maybe the yellow ones, you're fill up your time because you're going to be walking past everybody else's booth. There'll be a couple of thousand people there. I'm sure you're going to run into a few people along the way that you might not have seen in a while due to a change in the way of or a reduction in the way of many networking events that we've seen over the past, sad to say, but actually over the past couple of years. So grab that piece of paper. Grab the paper that they provide, circle the companies you want to go visit, and then go visit. Go do your thing. Certainly want to have business cards. You're not getting business cards made up at this point in time. So whatever you have, you have. Notepad, bring a notepad. It's like it's all basic stuff, though. I sit there and I'm like, listen, it's like it's all basic, but again, do these things. Bring a notepad. Here's for the reason for the notepad, right? Is because some business cards, on the back of the business cards, I don't have anyone handy, but you're not gonna be able to tell anyhow, but you get that glossy business card because it looks nice. You can't write on it. You can't write on the darn thing. So if they give you a glossy business card and you want to go write on it and you can't, you got your notepad. Write down the person's name, maybe what, something they were wearing, whatever. This way you remember. And then, now you got a note about why you're going to follow up with that person, whatever it might be. And we'll go into that one too. But your business cards, so bring your business cards, obviously, but bring a notepad. Definitely bring a notepad. And here's another one that I don't know why we don't use more frequently, and perhaps we should. It would simplify things, I think, quite a bit. I know for me, it probably would, is LinkedIn. Wow, we're 10 minutes into this thing already. All right, LinkedIn. I should put that clock over here this way. I don't have to look over and go, woo, who knew? Who knew? LinkedIn. LinkedIn Nearby on your phone. We all have smartphones at this point in time. And if you still have a flip phone, hey man, you're ahead. I give you credit for being a holdout on that one. But we all have our smartphones of whatever it is, but whatever. We all have that. We're carrying around our social media and so much more on those crazy phones that we can't get away from. But you have LinkedIn Nearby. So if you go to the feature on LinkedIn that says LinkedIn Nearby, and both parties have LinkedIn Nearby open, you, or I should say, your phones will find each other. That's right. You don't have to find them. You find each other. And then you can connect with the person right then and there. Again, you got your notebook. You can write a separate note. Probably not going to do that on your phone. But now, when you go back at the end of the day or Friday or over the weekend when you're reviewing these things, you could see who your recent connections were. And now you know who you met at the trade show, at least using that method. So LinkedIn Nearby, you definitely want to take a look to see how to use that. If I could find a video that shows how to use LinkedIn Nearby, I'll post it up in the messages over here. This way you do have that one. So that would be available for you. So those are the two big ones. For those that are showing up a little bit more of a time constraint. If you don't have the time constraint, right? And you're going to be there for the entire day or for a good amount of time. Here's what I was just doing is get on the phone today. All right. Today is Wednesday. The show is tomorrow. You're not calling anybody for tomorrow. So if you're watching this tomorrow, Thursday, day of the show, whatever, it's not going to mean anything. But today, get on the phone. Call those folks that you think, or email those folks that you think should be attending the show, right? Whether they are not, but think should be attending the show and say, look, I'm going to be there. You can register give them the information. Love to meet with you, right? When, if you get a chance, let's say somewhere around 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock or 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock or whatever, send me a text when you get there. We'll meet at someplace. That good old booth 127. Everybody should meet at booth 127. And then tomorrow we'll go find out who that who that company is. Take a group photo over there. But find some place for you to meet them. And now you are helping to generate foot traffic for the place, for the expo, so for the trade show. So that works out pretty well there. You get a chance to meet with them. Hey, look, and maybe it's somebody that you haven't seen in a while. Maybe it's somebody that you really wanted to get together with at some location at some point in time. Do this thing. Maybe it's a really good friend of yours, a really good referral partner. And you're like, you know what? This thing really makes sense. Why don't we meet in the morning? Which is what I'm doing tomorrow morning. I'm meeting with my partner, and we're going to get caught up on a couple of different things. But I will be working with him now more formally, we'll say, about business development. And I'm very excited about that one. So we'll be talking there. And again, ties in everything with what I'm doing. So it's very, very much in line here. But meet with that person. Meet with your referral partner. Go out for breakfast in the morning. Or just meet there when you go to the executive breakfast at 8 o'clock. You got to check to see if that's sold out or not. But you meet with them. When you get there, meet at 9 o'clock. The weather looks good. Meet beforehand, before the doors open, whatever. Just go figure that out. And then the two of you can go map out a strategy of who you're going to visit with, who not. Maybe the two of you invite people, maybe get a chance to meet other people, a little cross referral, whatever, but figure out, exactly what you can do there. But if you have more time, reach out to everybody in advance today. So look, be at the show. Let's meet, send me a text when you get there. Or you want to be a little bit more pinpointed on the whole thing, go figure out which one of these breakout sessions makes the most amount of sense to them. There you go. So now the breakout sessions that I will be at are going to be through the manufacturing committee. And those are going to be the two breakout sessions, one in the morning, one in the afternoon. that are geared toward the high school career path. The other one's going to be college career path. That's right. That's where we're focusing here. Remember, I've been talking about the vocational programs and how some of these outside activities, and I've been talking a little bit about the automotive industry, but there's a lot of industries and a lot of sports like robotics, if you're into engineering, to name another one. There's an awful lot of sports that are taking place that can be backed and coordinated with by many of the electronics manufacturing companies, technology companies, metal companies. I can continue. I'm not going to, but think about that. That would benefit by being better connected with the colleges and high schools. And that means with the students. And that also means with folks that are going to eventually be looking for careers or currently looking for careers. It's now May. So we've got high school graduates sometime, in June. Maybe they're going to go directly into the workforce. Maybe they've been in some vocational programs and they're going to go directly to a technical school. Maybe they're going to go to a Suffolk Community College, and I know they've got the automotive program in there, or some of the other schools that have got technical programs, not just automotive. We're talking everything. Could be. I know somebody's going for coding, medical coding. That's a vocational program, that's out there. It's the way I look at that. That's higher education for a specific purpose. And it's a great thing. There is nothing like going to school, paying for the school, even if you got to take out a loan, coming out with an absolute career where you're working immediately, absolutely immediately, and doing an internship in between. Maybe there's a paid internship in there. But those two things. So I'm reaching out to various people that may not know about it, but those that I'm involved with already know about these things anyhow. And to tell them I'll be at those two breakout sessions because it makes sense to me and it also makes sense to them. So that's another thing you want to look at. Those breakout sessions could be a great opportunity, not only for you to meet with people, not only for you to meet with those that you haven't seen in a while, but for you to deliver the most important message of them all is that you are paying attention to their needs. Nothing like getting on the phone and talking to the business associate, Mary, say, Mary, look, the trade show is coming up tomorrow. There's a breakout session that's going to be focused on your industry. I really think it would make a whole lot of sense for you to go from a referral standpoint, learning standpoint, be great. And I'll meet you there. Happy to introduce you to anybody else along the way. I'll have the list of the other attendees, the other vendors there. Maybe, we can help you in your quest to further develop your business, and to overcome some of the obstacles you have, whatever the conversation is. Great stuff, man. It's great because you're providing value. That really becomes so unbelievably important. Really is. Now, so you go in there, you're inviting your friends, you're inviting your business associates, you're meeting them or giving them the opportunity to meet with you at various places. Right. So now specifically your goal. You get there, you get that directory. This way you have it. Whether you're circling names or not, go get that directory, right? You got your notebook too. Go figure out a logical place where you're going to be able to meet people, right? A logical place. That networking, the speed networking area could be great. It could be really crowded, right? Maybe there's another place. It's going to be really nice. Perhaps you want to meet outside. And look, if you're the kind of person, that has to check in with the office over the course of the day, you know what? Meeting outside is not a bad thing. You meet in the front, you get a chance to say hello to people coming and going. If there's anybody that you might know or might say hello to that, that you've seen in the past, you're not really going to go out there and say, hi, my name is, this is what you do. Not the place for it. Not outside, not there. But that might be a good meeting place also. Depends on what you want to do and how you want to operate. But certainly, if you're looking for a place where you're going to have to spend some time staying in touch with the business that you're doing over the course of the day. Well, maybe meeting outside is certainly an idea to do. I know I definitely want to try the LinkedIn thing. I've done it before, but only when we were given a presentation. We did a breakout session a couple of years back about podcasting and branding and the rest of that kind of stuff. And we used LinkedIn Nearby when we were in the room, and it was great. And it was really, that was realistically speaking, the only way to really, for everybody to capture the names of the people that were there. And you're only capturing the names of the people that were there who want to have their names captured. Because if you don't turn on that LinkedIn Nearby, nobody gets your information. So you don't want to do it, you don't do it. All well and good. Nobody's even going to know you didn't do it. So, that's fine. I was able to get, it wasn't even guaranteed that I had everybody, but we handed out the paperwork in the beginning, and then we collected the survey in the end. So there was the surveys. I got everybody's name back, but there was no sign in or anything like that. But it was certainly a lot of fun doing those things. So again, there was another good opportunity that came up, and that's it. So when you're there, you know, definitely be accessible. See what you can on being accessible. Reach out to your folks and invite them and see where you're going to meet them and do that. And look, if there's companies there that are exhibiting and you think that they should be meeting others that would be potential business for them, why not? You know, why not? Provide some value with this thing. It really makes a whole lot of sense for you to do that. Now, what about follow up? Follow up is always fun, right? How many people don't follow up? It's quite a few, quite a few. You could send back the standard message in the end. Hey, it was a pleasure meeting you. That kind of thing. Uh, Always a nice thing to do. And then schedule your meetings. One of the things that I haven't set up yet either is this Calendly thing, which is certainly something that I should be doing. Perhaps you use it and you have some suggestions on that. If you'd like to chime in on that, by all means, go ahead. And then you schedule, the meetings that you have. I've had a few of them that was scheduled to me, set a time limit, 15 minutes, half hour, that kind of thing. I like that. And I like that introductory 15-minute phone call. You just go through real quick just to get more of that conversation refined as to where you're going with it. Because a lot of folks, and I would set up 15 minutes unless you really know, but 15-minute conversations with people just to get a better understanding of what their business is, whether or not they are looking to be hired or they're looking to hire you to use your services. Maybe it's a referral partner, whatever, so you can go through that and get a better understanding on the whole thing. Because, I've been on, I've taken some of these phone calls and you get the half hour, 45-minute pitches like, okay, I get it, don't need it, but you're not listening, that kind of thing. One that I found most annoying was a meeting. I met with this person outside. This was a few years back, and I don't think I'm in touch with the person, anymore. Just drifted apart. But it was false pretenses, really. It was phrasing their business one way, and it turned out to be something else. Something else. It was when he's mutual, oh, let's get together, we could work with each other. And it really wasn't that. It really wasn't that. So don't do that. Be straight up. Look, if anything we've learned over the last number of years or last years that we've all been out in this networking world is don't waste time. If you're not forthright in what it is that you're talking about, sooner or later, we're going to figure that out. And you know what? Not it. Not it. So really go straight to the point of what it is that you do, what your value is, what you're trying to accomplish on the whole thing. And it can certainly be, and it would be certainly a couple of different things, at a networking event. Why am I attending this thing? All right. Why am I attending the HIA trade show? One, freely admit, I haven't seen a lot of people in a while. Be good to catch up with a couple of folks. Who, we'll see who it is. Just haven't seen it in a while. Every once in a while, I get a phone call from somebody that I haven't spoken to in a long time. You know what? It would be nice to see it. So yeah, that is absolutely that's absolutely a part of this whole thing. Two is that I want to further my effort over here. This career thing, this company's careers, right? The connection between the two. Working on a project to kind of bring this whole thing together. So that's what I want. I want people, I am looking for folks and those that have an interest in really combining the effort of companies when it comes to hiring people and high school colleges that are very interested in working with companies while they're still students. While they're still students. Maria Fry with the ECNY Foundation, ECNY Corporation. I'm a board member of the ECNY Foundation. What that is, that's about finding careers, understanding what careers are. Career Map LI is the website on that one. What I'm looking to do on that one is to bridge the thing together. What is it like to work in certain industries? That's where that goes. Meeting with Arthur Germain in the morning. Arthur Germain is the founder of Brand Telling. So what we're doing now is working with, I mean, he's always been working with companies on the PR and the marketing, PR side of things, helping them out where that supports, of course, the marketing effort, but how companies are seen. Well, let me tell you something. How companies are seen by potential employees is really important. So it's not the selling side of the PR or the marketing effort. It's the excitement of potential employees to work for a certain company. That's the discussion. And he's been doing work in that area, uh, with a couple of companies. I want to see if we could further that along, staying in my spot with the whole thing. Whereas that exciting to work at a company from a career standpoint. And what are these companies doing? What are these companies supporting? They're supporting a lot of industries. Is it exciting to be in electronics and engineering? Well, if you think it's just assembly line work, maybe that's not exciting to you. If you want to be an entrepreneur, then you know what? You want to work for a company that's exciting. How do you know a company is exciting? How do you know? By what they say in a tagline? How far does that go? By how they're involved with the community? Now you got something there. That side of it is the PR side of it. So that's where looking to work, within this whole thing, in that respect. Uh, so that's where, that's the kind of connection over here. That is why I will be at those two breakout sessions, the one in the morning and the one in the afternoon about the high schools and then with the careers, with the colleges. I want to know who's involved there. But I also want to meet others that get it. So it's not just the large companies and it's not just the workforce coordinators, at the schools and the guidance counselors and things like that. It's you. It could potentially be you too. I work with career employment options, CEO, do these high school career days. My thing with them has been more the opening comments with the students, not the business itself, but perhaps you are the business itself that participates in these programs. Perhaps you'd like to be part of these career days. It's a lot of fun doing it. It's super rewarding. And also there's that networking component that goes along with it too, because you wind up meeting other businesses that are like-minded businesses, that are growing businesses, that are sharing businesses, that are part of the community. There you go. Another common thread on the whole thing. So it all makes sense. Can everything be streamlined a little bit more? Yeah, absolutely. But it all makes sense. Even the stuff I'm doing in June, at the Miller Business Center about developing an elevator pitch. Why? Because you should be able to clearly state what your company does, why you do what it is, what's the value. And as you're going to find out tomorrow, if you're going to this or one of the others, You know what? You're going to lose or gain people in seconds. Seconds. Don't believe me? You go ask many of my friends. They'll tell you the same thing, that speak on the same topic. You know, a lot of them that talk about helping out with the elevator pitch and stuff like that. Let me tell you, you got to be a confident communicator in so many different ways: body language, vocal variety, message, etc., etc., etc. So reach out, my friends. Reach out. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow or later on today. If you see this tomorrow, or actually immediately, if I play this thing at 1 o'clock tomorrow on Thursday, May 26th. But no matter what, always love to hear from you. Remember, it's that career to school combination. That's where it's at. That's going to be the growth of absolutely everything. So when you're out there, my friends, do what you do best. Speak well, speak often, live inspired.